Looking at the Southtown storyline so far, the timeline is important. Art of Fighting begins in 1978, continues in 1979 with the sequel, and this chapter is set in 1980, marking the final entry in the Art of Fighting era and a transition to what follows. This time, the story shifts direction. Gone are the large criminal conspiracies. Art of Fighting 3 tells a more personal, almost philosophical tale. Ryo Sakazaki and Robert Garcia are no longer fighting to prove themselves, but to understand the true meaning of the Kyoku-gen Ryu style and their own path as warriors. The narrative builds toward a mysterious final opponent whose strange potion-based powers give the climax an almost surreal feel, more symbolic than purely physical. Gameplay-wise, this is where things really change. If you're coming from Street Fighter or even King of Fighters, the game can feel difficult to adapt to. Rather than following traditional 2D fighting game conventions, the game prioritizes movement, spacing, and timing, making it play more like Tekken than classic SNK or Capcom fighters. From a visual standpoint, the game stands out as a technical achievement. Each fighter is brought to life through extensive rotoscoping, with hundreds of animation frames creating movement that feels remarkably smooth and lifelike. Sprites don't just animate, they rotate, scale, and respond dynamically, giving every match a cinematic quality that few 2D fighters have managed to capture. The smaller cast means each fighter feels carefully designed and memorable, though this choice split opinions. At the time, many players preferred King of Fighters for its faster gameplay and larger selection of characters. Complementing the visuals is a soundtrack that perfectly supports the mood, subtle, somber, and often melancholic, deepening the game's thoughtful, introspective feel. Even today, Art of Fighting 3 remains a cult title, and some die-hard fans are still waiting decades later for an Art of Fighting 4. I'll give it a score of 7.5 out of 10. Beautiful animation, deep mechanics, and a unique atmosphere unfortunately held back by a steep learning curve and a reduced roster. Like and follow for more Retro Rewind and stay tuned, because Southtown's story is about to give way to Fatal Fury.